Hello again, everybody, and this is Bill with NotaryCoach.com. Today, we're doing the follow-up on last week's MOREcast for February 19th. So this is the email that I sent out last Monday about the goals and the action items that we are taking as an organization at Notary Coach to expand our business even more on a national level. And I'm doing this to share that process and that progress with you. So hopefully you can take what would help you grow your business. I know not everybody has goals and aspirations of making a national signing business, but everything that we're doing can be applied to your business on a micro level as well. So that's why, in the interest of transparency, I am sharing my journey through this, and I'm kind of excited about where we're going and some of the outside the box ideas we're coming up with. So let's just dive in right now to it. What I said last week, I was actually riding in the middle of a snowstorm in Flagstaff. I had taken a friend up there. We had a base camp in Flagstaff at an amazing little inn and bed and breakfast in downtown Flagstaff, and then we went to the Grand Canyon, and it was actually their first time to see the Grand Canyon. I love doing that because you can see this sense of awe that most people have whenever they look into the Grand Canyon for the very first time, and it really, for me, it refreshes my energy and my spirit, and it gives me a sense of the possibilities and what can happen when you have persistence. You know, that Grand Canyon, almost a mile wide in some places and extremely deep, was created by the Colorado River over a period of millions of years. So that just kind of ties in. You can tie anything you want into anything, but that just shows me the possibilities, and I love it. And if you ever want a good laugh, and it's kind of sad too, but you should read the Google reviews or the TripAdvisor reviews of the Grand Canyon. There are some one-star reviews in there, and they're actually kind of hysterical because there's not elevators to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. There's no strong Wi-Fi signal. It's just a giant hole in the ground. You hear people complaining about driving 6 hours to see the giant hole. So not everybody appreciates it, but it is something. I live in Arizona. I take great pride, and I visit that Grand Canyon probably 5 or 6 times a year. So I highly recommend it. So I came back totally refreshed from that, so I'll be able to share kind of what the victories here first. The first things I mentioned, that we have a fellow notary and signing agent who's also a music producer and known as Fan Fiction, and he actually gave us rights to one of the songs to use within our course and on some of the videos and stuff as well. It's called Go and Get It by Fan Fiction. I included a link to that because it really is, when you listen to the lyrics, a pretty inspirational and motivating song to get you started in the morning. And this business is really all about the hustle, so you got to go and get it. So it's kind of the perfect fit on that. And we love to support fellow notaries that are pursuing their passions. That's what this business is all about. It gives you a flexible schedule with unlimited income in a business that you can be proud of. It's legit. Because I know you're not dreaming of being a notary public, but you are dreaming of something, whether it's your art, your writing, your kids, your RV travels around the country, whatever it is, you've got that passion, and this business can get you there. So that's why I like to share that kind of stuff. The lessons from the week before was how important the daily success routine is. You know, I'm a huge advocate of it. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that's something I talk about a lot, but still I slip and I don't always stick to that daily routine, and it affects my business. It affects my mental state more than anything. So it's absolutely critical that I stay on top of that. And I highly recommend, if you haven't done it already, order the book, The Miracle Morning. It is a perfect starter book to get you started on your own daily success routine, and it gives you kind of a framework, and you can add to that as you go. So the signing schedule last week was absolutely insane, but I came back totally refreshed and felt good. We kicked some butt last week, and this week, especially the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 26th, 27th, 28th of February, extremely busy with signings. Like ridiculously so, almost 30 or 40 signings a day. So it's pretty intense. The book that I'm reading right now, actually read over the weekend while I was up in Flagstaff, and I read it again, is The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. This is a powerful and on-point book if you are starting any artistic endeavor, and that includes starting a new business. And don't doubt one bit that this notary thing is a business. So you are going to hit resistance. There are things that you know you should be doing and you're not doing. I know who you are. And this book talks about those resistance patterns and how powerful that force is, and puts it in a language that we can all relate to. And it really kicked me in the butt, and I got right on target. I came back to Phoenix and I hit it really hard. So that's what I got really clear on, is I have a very sophisticated pattern of resistance that I can use. I'm busy, I've got businesses, I've got family, I've got friends, I've got all these other little things that I can juggle, and I can make excuses for not getting things done, but that's exactly what it is. It's an excuse. It's resistance to my own greatness, and you are likely experiencing this as well. So this book will help you get through that and push through your resistance patterns, your fears, whatever it might be, to get to where you want to be. The stuff that I'm loving this week, I talk a lot about Amazon and Prime, and the great deals. I've definitely taken advantage of that, but the subscription service is really powerful not only in your life and your business, guys, but this type of time or energy management is actually pretty important to whatever endeavor you take on. I do it for convenience because I despise going to stores and shopping. So I use Amazon to send the supplies that I always need, pens, paper, sometimes clothing, pet food, all of that stuff. So I don't have to spend time going to the store. And this ties right into those resistant patterns that we just talked about. A lot of times this busyness factor, going grocery shopping, going to the store, running some errands, and it stops you from doing the things that are important, your important work. This is the stuff that will make a difference. This will change everything. If you do it, those excuses of going to the store and picking up little items that you have to pick up every month can sometimes be a resistance pattern for that too. So take a look at that. If it resonates with you, do something about it. A quote from that book that really speaks to me in particular is this: most of us have two lives, the life that we live and the unlived life within us. Between the two stands resistance. That's really powerful to me, because I think one of my biggest fears is that I might depart this earth and die with my masterpiece or my song still inside me, and that I haven't made the contribution that I had hoped to leave, and I won't leave that legacy behind, or I haven't expressed the best version of myself yet. So that really stood out, and I think that's part of the reason I was able to really knock my goals out of the ballpark this last week. So the number one is wake up and write. That is my new theme, and it is working. I've been able to do that every single day. I've written at least 1,000 more words to the book that I'm writing, so I'm excited about that. I'm fired up, and it gets me out of bed at 4 a.m. now. And that's the other thing too, is I gave up coffee, so I have a lot more energy throughout the day. So I'm just drinking tea and water. And I'm waking up at 4. I can go to bed at 9 or 10 after a very productive day, and I still have lots of energy. The number 2, get my ass back to the gym and to the mountain. I have yet to do that. I have prioritized writing over working out, but I still have not made time later in the day for that. Still working on it. Release the ID and signature module in Sign and Thrive. The good news is it is complete. We just finished the edits. And I'm going to get that scheduled actually within the Sign and Thrive course, because I'd actually like to present that live with you guys, the students of the Sign and Thrive course, because I want to get questions and feedback. It is a very convoluted and gray topic, so I want us to be able to talk about that. We'll record it and of course post that to the course as well. The number 4 was to prepare and promote the health insurance for the self-employed notary webinar, which we did. We had great interest. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a personal emergency on the special guest part, and we have to get that rescheduled. So that's good news. If you thought you had missed it, we can get that rescheduled for your enjoyment. Continue the SEO for notarycoach.com. This is going to be huge. This is an ongoing process. It is moving forward. I'm excited about it. Plus, we have the new notary commercials that our partners at Green Monkey Marketing created. And they're going to get that uploaded to my Notary Coach website to help drive traffic to the website for signings and general notary work around the country. And that brings me to also the application process for Sign and Thrive students to become signers and notaries that I can refer to within that general notary work. That is also complete, and that will likely roll out probably at the 1st of March once these 3 crazy days at the end of February get done. So students of the Sign and Thrive course can sign up and actually take my signings, and I'll disperse general notary work throughout the country as those leads come in. And number 6, write more value-driven content for escrow officers and the executive level management for title and escrow. I'm getting more and more excited about this as I get into it. I've really got some outside the box ideas for connecting not only to escrow officers, but to the executive levels of title companies and real estate agents and the general public about the value that a mobile notary and signing agent can bring to a transaction. So all of that's in the works. I'm going to be sharing that as we unroll. I know it feels like it's taking forever, and it does take forever sometimes. When you do big things, it takes a little more time than you expect. So I've learned to get some patience behind me, which has been a long time to learn. I can't just flick a switch and make things happen. There's actually, now with technology, as helpful as it is, there's different things that have to go in place. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes staffing doesn't always work out the way that you want to. So we run into all of that. As you take on bigger projects, you get bigger problems. And I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world, because that means you're doing something. You're getting out there and you're making stuff happen. So stuff happens. So keep that in mind as you build your business. That brings us to the end of the MOREcast for February 19th. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And you can also email me directly at orders@notarycoach.com. Good luck in your business.